Have you ever noticed how some retirees live with complete peace of mind, traveling, laughing, and never stressing about bills, while others are constantly worried about money running out? It's not luck. It's not even about how much they earned. It's about what they did differently. Because the top 1% of retirees don't follow the usual path. They follow a smarter, quieter, more intentional one. Let's uncover the first 3 secrets that separate them from everyone else. Secret number 1. They plan decades ahead, but live fully in the moment. The average person only starts thinking about retirement when they're in their late 50s or early 60s. But the top 1%? They started planning long before that, not just financially, mentally. They designed their retirement life long before it arrived. They didn't just say, I want to retire at 65. They said, what kind of life do I want at 65? And that's the real secret. They knew retirement wasn't a number, it was a vision. They made small, consistent decisions early on. They invested regularly. They learned how money grows quietly over time. They didn't chase quick wins. They built slow, steady freedom. But here's the most powerful part. They didn't live miserably while saving. They balanced discipline with enjoyment. They traveled, spent time with loved ones, and lived in the present while still preparing for the future. That's what separates the top 1%. They live life forward, not in fear, but in purpose. Secret number 2. They treat their money like a business. Most retirees treat their money emotionally. They earn, they spend, and they hope what's left will last. The top 1% treat money logically. They think like business owners. They know every dollar they earn is an employee, and that employee has to work. Whether through dividends, interest, or growth, their money never sleeps. They manage cash flow just like a business would. They have income streams, not just savings accounts. They know how much is coming in, what's going out, and how to keep their money multiplying quietly in the background. This is why they rarely panic about market changes. They've built systems, not luck, around their finances. Their money is organized, predictable, and productive. If you treat your retirement fund like a business, you'll stop guessing and start controlling your future. Secret number 3. They master emotional control during chaos. When the market crashes, when inflation rises, when the headlines scream recession, average retirees panic. They sell low, they freeze, they act on fear. The top 1%? They do the opposite. They stay calm when everyone else loses their minds. They know downturns are temporary. In fact, many of them see them as opportunities, because every major market drop in history has been followed by a recovery. And the people who stayed patient came out richer, not poorer. They don't let emotions dictate their decisions. They use logic, history, and experience. That emotional discipline, that calm in chaos, is what builds long-term wealth. One of the wealthiest retirees once said, "I never made money by panicking. I made it by staying calm when others couldn't." That mindset is priceless. Secret number 4. They diversify beyond traditional savings. The average retiree keeps most of their wealth in 1 or 2 places, maybe a pension, a savings account, or a 401k. It feels safe, but it's actually risky. Because what happens when inflation rises and your safe money starts losing value? What happens when one source of income dries up? The top 1% of retirees think differently. They spread their wealth across multiple income-producing assets. They own things that pay them, not just hold value. Dividend-paying stocks, rental properties, REITs, private investments, even part ownership in small businesses. These are not just investments, they're income engines. They understand one golden rule. Retirement isn't about how much you have, it's about how much your money brings in each month. That's how they stay financially independent. They've built income streams that flow in, whether the economy is up or down. And because of that, they live with freedom, not fear. Secret number 5. They keep learning even after retiring. Most people stop learning the moment they stop working, but the top retirees do the opposite. They know the world keeps changing. Markets evolve, laws shift, technology moves fast, and if they stop learning, they fall behind. So they read, they attend workshops, they listen to financial podcasts, and they stay curious. They don't let age become an excuse to disconnect. In fact, curiosity becomes their greatest advantage because knowledge gives them control over taxes, investments, and decision-making. And it's not just about money. They also keep their minds sharp. Studies show retirees who continue learning live longer, healthier, and happier lives. The top 1% know this. They don't see retirement as the end of learning. They see it as the beginning of finally learning for themselves. Secret number 6. They protect what they've built. We often talk about growing money, but not enough about protecting it. The smartest retirees know that one unexpected event, a medical emergency, a lawsuit, or poor planning, can wipe out everything they've worked for. So, they build a fortress around their finances. They have health insurance, long-term care coverage, estate plans, and well-structured wills. They know how to minimize taxes legally and how to make sure their loved ones receive what they've built without it being eaten up by fees or government claims. Here's the truth. The top 1% of retirees don't just make money, they keep it. They have financial advisors, legal experts, and family discussions about legacy. They're not afraid to prepare because preparation equals peace. They play defense as strongly as they play offense. And that's why, while others worry about what could go wrong, they sleep peacefully at night, knowing they've already protected every corner of their financial life. Secret number 7. They redefine what wealth means. For most people, wealth equals money. But for the top 1% of retirees, wealth is freedom. Freedom from worrying about bills. Freedom from depending on anyone. Freedom to live every single day on their own terms. You see, at some point, money stops being the goal. It becomes the tool to create the life they always wanted. They don't chase numbers on a screen. They chase peace, time, and purpose. They understand that being rich isn't about having more. It's about needing less and being completely content with what truly matters. They design a retirement lifestyle that reflects who they are. For some, that's traveling the world. For others, it's gardening, volunteering, or spending more time with family. But the key is this: they define success for themselves. They're not comparing their life to anyone else's, and that's why they're happier, calmer, and truly fulfilled. Secret number 8. They stay physically and mentally active. The top 1% of retirees don't let age slow them down. They stay moving, curious, and alive. They exercise not because they have to, but because they understand it's part of their wealth. What's the point of retiring with money if you don't have the energy or health to enjoy it? They walk, they play golf, they swim, they stretch. They keep their bodies moving. But it's not just about the physical side. They also stay mentally active. They take on new hobbies, learn new skills, and surround themselves with people who lift them up. They don't fade into the background. They continue living with purpose. Because they know the true secret. The best investment you can make in retirement is in yourself. Secret number 9. They build legacy, not just income. The final secret is one that every top retiree understands. It's not just about money, it's about impact. They know their time on earth is limited, so they focus on what they'll leave behind, not just financially, but emotionally and spiritually. They share their experiences, mentor younger generations, and give back through charity, community, or family. They pass on lessons, not just wealth.
Because the top 1% of retirees know that true success isn't measured by what's in your bank account. It's measured by what remains when you're gone. Legacy isn't about fame or recognition. It's about knowing your life mattered. And that's the final, most powerful secret. The wealthiest retirees aren't just remembered for their money. They're remembered for their wisdom, kindness, and the lives they touched.
Secret number 10. They prioritize relationships over riches. The last secret is deceptively simple, yet it's one of the most powerful habits of the top 1% of retirees. They know that wealth alone cannot buy happiness. True fulfillment comes from the people around you. They invest time and energy into meaningful relationships with spouses, children, friends, and community. They understand that experiences shared with loved ones create memories far more valuable than any asset. They schedule family dinners, stay in touch with old friends, and build new friendships, knowing that social connections directly impact health, happiness, and even longevity. The top 1% don't isolate themselves thinking money solves everything. Instead, they surround themselves with support, love, and purpose. This creates a sense of belonging and joy that money alone could never provide. Because when retirement comes, the moments you treasure most aren't measured in dollars. They're measured in laughter, love, and connection. And that's the final edge that separates the top 1% from everyone else.
So, now you know the truth. The top 1% of retirees aren't just lucky or born wealthy. They made simple but powerful decisions that anyone can make. They planned early, they stayed calm, they kept learning, and most importantly, they never stopped growing, financially, mentally, and emotionally. And the beautiful part, you can start today. You don't need millions. You just need the mindset of someone who takes control of their future instead of waiting for it to happen. Because being in the top 1% of retirees isn't about money. It's about freedom. The freedom to live your final decades exactly the way you choose. So, take these secrets, apply them, and watch how your life starts to shift toward peace, security, and purpose. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell because every week we share new insights designed to help you build a retirement you'll love waking up to. This is your time, your freedom, your future. Make it count.